Hi, I'm Jeff from Atomic Gamer, and this is a video review of Deus Ex: Human Revolution.
I never asked for this.
The holiday blockbuster gaming season has started early, thanks to the efforts of developer Eidos Montreal and publisher Square Enix. Their new prequel, Deus Ex: Human Revolution, evokes much of the fun that made the original game, a PC exclusive all the way back from the summer of 2000, all over again. When this third game was announced, many still remembered the awful sequel that Ion Storm tried to follow up the first with, and their skepticism regarding a third game was justified. But the development team has hit one out of the park this time, as a combination of FPS action, RPG choices, and stealth game mechanics come together just like they did over a decade ago. You play as Adam Jensen, head of security at Seraph Industries, a biotech corporation that's about to announce a huge breakthrough to the rest of the world, right in front of a U.S. Senate subcommittee. The big day never comes, though, because the company's attacked, the research team is killed, and Jensen is left for dead. His boss, David Seraph, recovers what's left of Jensen's body and installs high-tech augmentations to save his life, but then goes even further and replaces most of our reluctant hero's body with shiny, amazing new augmentations. Adam gets to live another day, sure, but he now consists more of robotics than flesh, and Seraph didn't go through all that effort for nothing. Now Jensen is being sent to fight off new threats to the company and chase down those who attacked the headquarters the first time around. To complete these goals, you're faced with levels that include multiple paths to an objective. Many times there are 5 or more solutions for a given situation. Going in with guns blazing is always an option, although it's probably important to point out that while the game will allow it, nearly every unique or innovative design in Human Revolution involves skipping the Rambo act and playing a little smarter. Essentially, you'll be missing out on the best this game has to offer if you jump 360 no-scope your way through it consistently. Not only will you be doing good old-fashioned sneaking, but you'll have access to a wide range of unlockable augmentations that you enable by gaining experience points and leveling up. You can become invisible, fall without taking damage, see through walls, track enemy sight and movement, become a master hacker, reduce your recoil and damage taken for combat advantages, and even manipulate people in key conversations so that you don't need to find the right dialogue choices. That's only a few of the game's augmentations, but what's nice is that both the large, fairly open-feeling cities as well as the tighter corridors of hostile areas are carefully designed to allow you to use your augmentations to their maximum. From hidden corridors to large elevator shafts, your abilities will dictate the best path through the game's toughest areas, and you'll feel like a pretty kick-ass cyborg once you start using several augmentations in succession. Eidos Montreal delivered on nearly every promise we heard them make leading up to the release, but what I wasn't expecting was for them to go so far over the top on the art and design. This game is simply beautiful, and I don't mean that it's got amazing special effects, razor-sharp texture quality, or anything really technical, although all of those elements are pretty solid on consoles and on PC. I mean the art and design are top-notch here, with amazing architecture, great contrast between the dirty and the clean, and a funky Renaissance meets Blade Runner style that the team has infused into the game's overall look. All of this is delivered with a seemingly simple color scheme that's primarily black and gold, but that simpler range of colors really draws your eye towards the relative few bright, crisp colors in the game. It may not get an overwhelming amount of Game of the Year awards, but Human Revolution is going to get a lot of recognition for its innovative art and design. The plot is one of global conspiracies and hunting down one criminal, CEO, or other perpetrator. Overall, the plot isn't quite as world-shakingly epic as we had in Deus Ex, but there are plenty of references that fans of the first game will still enjoy.
Oh, and by the way, Jensen, I know you've gone through a lot of physical changes of late, but you didn't become a woman. Stay out of the ladies' restroom.
Although some require a close eye for detail and a good memory of the game's secondary characters. Still, if there's one thing I have to complain about, it's that Human Revolution may give players a few too many hints as to what's about to happen, whether it's through emails or just good sense for video game plots. Most of the game's numerous twists were pretty easy to see coming, and while I can usually just turn off my brain if I want to stop trying to predict a plot or an ending, this game is designed entirely around keeping you thinking. So for me, it proved difficult to do that. What Eidos Montreal has accomplished here, though, is a modern reimagining of the classic FPS RPG gameplay that was pioneered way back in the early 1990s with games like System Shock and Ultima Underworld. On consoles, Human Revolution is much deeper and more imaginative than your average shooter, but it's important that you take your time with this game and explore. Once you do that, you'll find that this game hits its stride perfectly. For PC gamers, especially fans of the first Deus Ex, this new prequel might not scratch every single itch you've had in that decade where you'd given up on ever getting another game quite like Ion Storm's original, but it forges out on its own in a lot of exciting and really original ways. This game is absolutely worthy of the name Deus Ex, and I think that's some pretty damn good praise. Atomic Gamer gives Deus Ex Human Revolution a 9 out of 10.